Right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Good afternoon. It's Marvin Bouquet, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I am excited about tonight, 7 p.m. Women's History Month panel. Guess what, y'all? I have a guest, a visitor, someone who is who's been around a little bit, who is now a she does this so well that she can actually work it behind the scenes. I mean,
Oh
so well. It's
yeah.
Crystal, Lachey Jackson, who attacked her as the theologian herself. Theologian, how you doing today?
Crystal is fine. You have to call my whole government every single time.
Well, you refuse to put it down on the screen. So since you only put that one first name there, I appreciate, Crystal L. Jackson, who
Thank you.
hails from the big city of Marianna, Florida. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to
You
have
give me
you,
all my
Crystal.
personal information.
Yeah, everything. So if you need to find, I'm telling you all the things you need to know. She's Googleable. She has served as minister of music at the Great New Mount Zion AME Church. She has served at other churches in Atlanta, but I'm going to stop because I'm going to probably get a text message after all the stuff that I'm
Thank you.
saying. But Crystal, I am so happy to have you once again on this platform. Last year, a woman. What was the panel last year?
Ain't I a woman? We talk about those things and really dealing with that speech, and it was a very important one. Like all these things, like I'm still a woman in spite of all the being looked over and that whole yeah, it was great. The conversation was a good one. We dug into some things, some really tough conversations, some lighthearted things, just tried to make it a good time. And I think we had a good time. Even though it's an important conversation, I believe in having a good time while doing
Absolutely. What's one thing that you can take away from your experience last year?
it. Well, you can't, it's hard to get everything out in just a time setting. But I just take away that speaking about things is still needed. Even though you think that, oh, we're still talking about that, but it's something that is still needed to discuss and to dive into and just to explore. Because, as we continue to move in this time space, things change. And, over time, things expand, get better. So we have to revisit some things to expand them and add to. That's why there's sometimes you have
So
waves of things.
I'm glad you said this. So would you agree with the idea that you weren't able to express everything, that this is something that should constantly be happening, not necessarily just in panel form, but sitting at the dinner table, sitting, at a restaurant, having brunch, discussing these specific issues um, that you all discussed last year, and even probably will discuss tonight.
Absolutely. Like I was just saying, like the waves of things. Like for instance, I would just use this panel for an example on what you started. That was wave one. Tonight is wave two. So you're building upon what happened in wave one, and some things have changed politically, some things have changed personally, some things have changed spiritually. So we're in another wave. So the wave you just add on to expound on something maybe just discussed before. So like these waves happen. So it's important to continue to have conversations.
Wow, some things have changed politically. Just a year ago, we were in a completely different space, completely different administration,
Yeah.
completely different policies.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I think last year the discussion was important. This year, the discussion is just as important. And as we go from Ain't I a Woman to Still I Rise, even though you're not on the panel, but what can you share with those watching or watching the replay about what they probably will hear about tonight?
Um, Basically it's really honed into that poem by Maya Angelou, Still I Rise, and like diving into that and understanding like what does rising look like? You know what I'm saying? For yourself personally. Like I keep saying politically, we're in a space, okay? and just going through things in life and still rising no matter what. Like, like I said, like the thing that says coming out of the ashes, them ashes, they might look different. It might be a personal ash, it might be personal, love ashes, it might be, a little political, it might be just what do your ashes look like, and how are you looking coming out of those ashes and rising continuously, like we always do as a community. That's one thing I can say about the Black community. We have seen many ashes, but we still rise.
Absolutely. Pause for a second. Let me give a shout out to Miss Shakita Cornegie. I was at her church this past Sunday, and they fed me so well. I'm talking about Crystal key lime pie, sweet
What
potato
is
pie.
mine?
Ate it, and they said it was going to last me a week. It didn't
They
last
don't
me a
know
week.
you.
Was amazing. So shout out to Allen Chapel in Greenville, Florida. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I had to give a shout out. I'm talking about the food was so good that it as soon as I saw her name pop up, I had to say something. But
Absolutely.
we got to get out of here, Crystal. So where do we go from here? When we end the panel tonight, just like we ended last year, what should be our marching orders? When I say we, that includes men and women, especially in the Black community, Black men, Black women, Black children. Where do we go from when we end that live and we hear the stuff? What's our marching orders?
Continue to talk, keep talking about it, finding a solution, organizing, executing, rinse and
Ooh,
repeat.
can you please say that again?
Talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
organize and plan it,
Organize and
execute,
plan,
rinse and repeat.
rinse and repeat. I think that probably is one of, let me say, my downfall. I don't want to speak for nobody else, but we could talk about it. We could organize it, but that execution part, it could be hard. So that's our
Let me say this: solution-based conversations. Solution-based. Let's not keep rehashing solution-based conversation.
solution-based conversation. And would you agree that sometimes we gotta lament for a little bit?
Oh,
We gotta
absolutely.
get the toxins out. But after that, what are we gonna do about this? You know,
Absolutely. How are we gonna move forward?
I'm gonna leave this statement. Crystal and I almost had started ministry together, but you're not a preacher. But Crystal and
No.
I were under the same umbrella for a very long time, and we used to go. Time it was a Chili's, or we either go to Chili's or Applebee's, or there was a restaurant called Monks. Remember Monks?
Uh-huh.
And what was the wings called? Sweet Heat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sweet Heat and the lip smacker burger that I never ate because no way. But I remember I used to go, oh, Chris, this is the problem, this is the problem. And then she would say, okay, and Marvin, you need to, and I can't say the rest, but she would tell me, finish school. After you've complained about everything that you're going through, go get that degree. And so when I hear you talk about the executing, that's literally the life that she lived. So, Crystal, let the people know tonight. Let them know tonight the time and the place where they can watch Still I Rise. Shout out to all of the panelists and the facilitator. Give their names, and we'll close this thing out. Yeah,
7 p.m. You can watch on Facebook or YouTube. We'll be here ready to talk and have a good time and discuss what's going on and still rising.
and who are they? Who are the
I'm
panelists
gonna
and
be the name of the
facilitators?
people. We have Ashley as the
Name them. Y'all
moderator.
see them?
We have Ashley is the moderator. Stanica is one of the panelists. Amber, Mallory, and we have Raven for the rest of the panelists.
Crystal, thank you for coming back another time to discuss this very important thing, Women's History Month panel as we culminate Women's History Month 2025. This is year 3 for St. James. And
It
every
is
round
nice.
goes higher and higher. Isn't that crazy? It's just time
Absolutely
really does
great.
fly. Just told with swift transition. On earth and who was done. Build your hopes on things eternal. Hold that's unchanging hand. All right, Crystal, thank you so much. Thank you to all of you who are watching and watching the replay. We are excited. We will see you tonight in those virtual spaces. Got a friend. Everybody. Everybody.